Good afternoon, guys, gals, non-binary pals. Today, I'm a day late to the party, but I'm going to be discussing a little bit of overall story in Battle for Azeroth, and we'll be focusing on of course, the unexpected reunion cinematic that we got deliciously treated to. This is not a reaction. I've watched it already. I actually didn't even know it was coming, to be honest, because I've been trying to avoid spoilers. I didn't even know it was coming, so I was doing the quest chain and it popped up and I watched it and I was freaking out and I wasn't recording, so whatever, no reaction. I'm not gonna re-record a reaction, that would be fake. But I'm gonna talk about it, and I'll have it playing in the background a little bit as I discuss it. Something I absolutely love is the fact that we, as hordes, went kind of covert ops a little bit to kind of meet with Jaina, because look at this boy, Baine, our beloved Baine. He's an honorable boy, right? Just look at this boy. He's an honorable guy, all right? Whether he's an enemy or not, factionally, he respects those around him, all right? He and Jaina have had a good thing going, and Anduin as well, and they've been respectful and peaceful and honorable towards each other. He even tried to help her in Miss Pandaria to warn about the bombing of Theramore, but that actually backfired. Wasn't his fault. So the fact that Sylvanas is doing probably worse things than Garrosh ever could have done, and Baine, he's grown up a little bit, he's seen some more shit, he's not having it. It's like Sourfang is not even around to keep any kind of balance anymore and keep anything in check. Sourfang's gone for now. He's not having it. He is an honorable guy, he is an honorable horde. That is, that's the horde that was founded with Thrall. And I know we don't really like Thrall anymore, because pre-Cataclysm Thrall was awesome, don't at me. Pre-Cata Thrall was ace, right? Pre-Cata Sylvanas, pre-Mop Garrosh, they were all really cool. And the horde was really, it felt like a family. It felt united, and there was a strong bond there. Yeah, the undead were always edgy and let's kill everybody, but they never had the power to do it. Now Sylvanas is in charge, and she's got the power. Talanji kind of kept her in check in the, allied race, forgot to turn my phone volume off, kind of kept her in check during the Zandalari allied race quest, and, we're equals. Equals? Yeah, we're equals. And I'm yes. Because, the Zandalari Empire's been around for thousands of years. Talanji has a lineage, a royal bloodline. She's not submitting to Sylvanas. No fucking way. So I'm so glad she, didn't submit to Sylvanas, because I would have rolled my eyes like I was possessed if she did. Anyway, Baine knows there's a problem. He's known for a while, and it's gotten worse and worse. He's finally doing something about it. And the fact that if it wasn't Baine, Jaina wouldn't have even gone to see him. She wouldn't have even agreed to the meeting if it wasn't Baine who asked to see her there. And even then, she's really, the scars of the past. This woman, right? The amount of betrayal she's gone through. People say, oh, she's so easily triggered. Oh, she needs to get over it. She's been trying to keep the peace since Warcraft 3. And she had to let her father and countless men be killed to keep the peace. And time and time again, not the Horde as a whole, but people in the Horde have fractured that. All right, her city got blown to powder. All right, her own Kirin Tor in her own city smuggled the Divine Bell and breached neutrality, time and time again. Even on the Broken Shore, they didn't know what was going on with the Horde, but from their perspective, all they saw was them abandon them. They didn't know what went on. So for Jaina, that's just well, how many times are we gonna let them, stab us in the back before we, do something about it? I'm not saying I agree with Jaina, but you have to stop looking at things from your perspective as a player. We're the players, we see everything. These characters don't see everything. They have their own minds and their own development and just their own things to conquer. And Jaina is a woman hurt. And the line to follow really, really got me. I think it got a lot of people. She sees her own brother. For a second, she's emotional. But this moment right here, where she immediately thinks that the return of her brother is a trap. This line right here. Is he the bomb this time? Is he the bomb this time? That hurt, dude. I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, her own brother is brought back to her, and yes, he's undead, so of course she's gonna feel weird about that, because, you know, that's all Sylvanas' thing is undeath. But, like, why else would a horde, I know it's Baine, he's a nice guy, but why else would a horde bring an undead guy, you know, her brother, back, if not for some kind of foul play? And she was right to suspect, right? The plan, as he said, was to do that. She was absolutely right to think that. But finally, we're getting past this, you know, it was a trap, the Horde's betraying them, the Alliance is hating them. We're getting past that, and we're finally seeing a moment, like in-game cinematic moment, where we're really seeing the gentle giant, you know, the gentle soul, the honorable, strong-minded, loving, caring child of the Earth Mother, Baine Bloodhoof, just bow his head, be very sad. He's so distraught over seeing what his horde's becoming. And whether your opinions, anyone's opinions aside on, you know, what the horde's becoming. Some people love it, saying, yeah, blight everything, who gives a damn so long as you win. Then there's the honor team with Saurfang and Baine. You know, whatever your opinions are, you have to feel something for Baine right here. You know, his father was killed by, you know, a figure who's not terribly incomparable to Sylvanas at this point. Now another one's in charge who's probably worse. At least Garrosh had honor at some point. Sylvanas never gave a damn. And now she's leading the horde. And the pillar of honor in the horde, the guy who held the morals of the horde for ages, was Saurfang. Now he's gone. Baine can't take it anymore. Right? He would rather, you know, give the Alliance a heads up and do something kind for them, because as Anduin said in the cinematic where he released Saurfang from prison, I thought we were fighting for freedom, but now we're just fighting. Kind of mirrors what Baine was saying here, like, we're waging war while the Earth Mother dies. Like, we just defeated the Legion together. Now Azeroth herself is literally dying, and we're still stuck in this frickin' petty faction war, just because Sylvanas thinks it's a good idea, because, oh, we can't preserve the peace. How long do you think it'll last? Might as well start a war now. That's like putting out a forest fire that lasts ages and saying, welp, that's going to light up again anyway. Let's just gas it and get it over with. Like, no. Like, that might have not been a great analogy, but first thing that came to my mind. That's... Yeah, as you can tell, I'm really not a Sylvanas fan. I was. Warcraft 3 of Wrath. Loved Sylvanas. Jaina, I've always loved. Baine, we always thought Baine was too young to really have much of a sway in things, but he's growing up, and he's seen some shit, like I said. And without his father's guidance, it's been years since Cairn was killed. He's really starting to step up and like, you know what? I'm not just going to be the son of the fallen chieftain who's kind of going with it and, oh, maybe we can do this and that. No, he's doing something. You might think it's wrong. It might be wrong. It's treason, technically. But you know what? He's looking at the greater scope, all right? You can apply it to real-world logic, you know, as well. It's not just us versus them. You got to put that aside and think on a global scale. The world is dying. And Tauren especially, very tribal, very spiritual people, very peaceful people. You know, he sees that. And, like, how much more death and destruction and, like, all that is there going to be before they realize what really matters and what they really have to pay attention to. And just this moment right here, where, like, Baine is so sad and he towers over Jaina. But the fact that they're just looking at each other in this sad, solemn, gentle, emotional way. And then Jaina realizing, she softens up right here, because she knows Sylvanas ain't going to be happy, and she knows that Baine's actions are genuine. This line.
No life is worth living if we cannot be true to our nature.
I tell you, man, like, he spoke with the wisdom of his father there, and he spoke with the wisdom of a leader and someone with spirituality and morals, and someone who just has a big old heart and wants the rest of the world to recover, man. And this moment, and Jaina, as soon as they came face to face and spoke true with each other, you saw the anger lift in her face. She sees it. And even in War Crimes, where she says the Horde is not Garrosh, and when she was like looking at each of the Horde leaders with like she looked at Baine and she's like, you know what? He ain't half bad. He really isn't. you know? She gets it. And this, them talking and being nice was one thing, but the fact that this gesture, with his short little monologue, really stamps it and delivers it as like, yeah, that's... You can't hate him. You really can't. You have to respect the crap out of him. Even if you as a horde hate him for being a traitor, or you as an alliance just want to kill him because he's a horde. Like, you cannot disrespect the level of balls that took and the place that comes from. You know, I'm a horde. Like, I tend to be biased towards the alliance in terms of story ever so slightly. But like, I'm a horde. I main horde. I've been invested in this story from, you know, since the RTS games. And, you know, I'm totally Team Baine, and I'm totally Team Saurfang. And the fact that we had a choice in the quest, depending on our previous choices in Saurfang quest, as to whether we report Baine or whether or not we, you know, don't report him. The fact that we have choices, and the fact that we can really see, you know, Jaina's development and Baine's development here, and just that thank you at the end really kind of seals it all, just brings it back. Because think about it. Like, I touched on this before, but just to conclude, Jaina's had really good development. From peace-loving to, you know what, screw this, all the horde cannot be trusted. Despite some of them being nice, we can't trust any of them, they gotta go. The fact that she's coming to, I think, a reasonable conclusion. Like, you know what, it's objectively true that a lot of the horde is doing some pretty messed up stuff. You really can't deny that. Whether you think it's messed up or not, I mean, that's your opinion, but the horde's doing some pretty janky stuff. Like, and Jaina's got every reason to not trust them, and of course, lines of communication... Ooh, a bear ass, hi. Of course, lines of communication aren't going to be great, because why would the Alliance and the Horde try to talk to each other that much? So the fact that Baine can show firsthand a token of goodwill, and do something that's pretty characteristic of him, you know, but again, it's just developed one step further, because he wasn't want to take a whole lot of action. You know, he submitted to Sylvanas when he stopped writing Anduin, and he just kind of let things be, and he just kind of stood by and was sad. He stood up to her briefly in the Lordaeron cinematic, but, you know, you left Saurfang to die out there, and he's like, alright, fine, I'll do what you say. But that was the start of it. And now we're seeing things come to fruition, where Jaina's coming to acceptance where there's good guys in the horde, and Baine's stepping up and doing something about it, staying loyal to his horde in his heart, but he can't let this happen anymore. He's got to do something about it for the good of everybody, for the good of the world, because the Earth Mother is dying while we are busy fighting. Alright, so that was my little discussion, my little rambly bit on the cinematic Unexpected Reunion. I recorded this on my stream initially, but sound was messed up, and I didn't have a good headspace, you know, I didn't have things rehearsed too well. It didn't go well, so I decided to re-record it. Hopefully it went a little bit better. But yeah, thank you for watching my discussion. I will maybe make a video talking about Vol'jin's spirit, and like what forces are at play with all that, because I don't think I want to lump that into one video. You've been listening to me talk enough. I'll probably make a separate one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about the Horde and the Alliance and all this stuff going on right now. Baine, Jaina, I love talking about this. Lay it all on me in the comments. So I'm also streaming on Twitch. Every now and again I'll stream on Twitch, so twitch.tv/AJ9Lives. It'll be in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.